not I that sees it. If I begin from where I am and see it as it is, then it may also become possible for me to see it as another sees it. Hence the theory of reversal, that opposites produce each other, depend on each other, and complement each other. Is obscured when men under. However this may be, life is followed by death, death is followed by life, the possible becomes impossible, the impossible becomes possible, right turns into wrong and wrong into right, the flow of life alters circumstances, and thus things themselves are altered in the turn. But disputants continue to affirm and to deny the same things they have always affirmed and denied, ignoring the new aspects of reality presented by the change in conditions. The wise man, therefore, instead of trying to prove this or that point by logical disputation, sees all things in the light of direct intuition. He is not imprisoned by the limitations of the eye. For the viewpoint of direct intuition is that of both I and not I. Hence he sees that on both sides of every argument there is both right and wrong. He also sees that in the end they are reducible to the same thing once they are related to the pivot of Tao. When the wise man grasps this pivot, he is in the center of the circle, and here he stands while yes and no pursue each other around the circumference. The pivot. This may be, life is followed by. Hence he sees that on both sides of every argument there is both right and wrong. He also sees that in the end they are reducible to the same thing once they are related to the pivot of Tao. When the wise man grasps this pivot, he is in the center of the circle, and there he stands while yes and no pursue each other around the circumference. The pivot of Tao passes through the center where all affirmations and denials converge. He who grasps the pivot is at the still point from which all movements and oppositions can be seen in the right relationship. Hence he sees the limitless possibilities of both yes and no, abandoning all thought of imposing a limit or taking sides. He rests in direct intuition. Therefore I said, better to abandon disputation and seek the true light. 3 a.m. When we wear out our minds, stubbornly clinging to one partial view of things, refusing to see a deeper agreement between this and its complementary opposite, we have what is called 3 a.m. What is this 3 a.m? A monkey trainer went to his monkeys and told them, as regards your chestnuts, you are going to have 3 measures in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. At this they all became angry, so he said, all right, in that case, I will give you 4 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. This time they were satisfied. The two arrangements were the same, and that the number of chestnuts did not change. But in one case the animals were displeased, and in the other they were satisfied. The keeper had been willing to change his personal arrangement in order to meet objective conditions. He lost nothing by it. The truly wise man, considering both sides of the question without partiality, sees them both in the light of Tao. This is called following 2 courses at once. Cutting up an ox. Prince Wenhuai's cook was cutting up an ox. Out went a hand, down went a shoulder, he planted a foot, he pressed with a knee, the ox fell apart. With a whisper, the bright cleaver murmured like a gentle wind, rhythm timing like a sacred dance. Like the mulberry grove, like ancient harmonies. Good work, the prince exclaimed, your method is faultless. Method, said the cook, laying aside his cleaver, what I follow is Tao. Beyond all methods, when I first began to cut up oxen, I would see before me the whole ox all in one mass. After 3 years, I no longer saw this mess, I saw the distinctions. But now I see nothing with the eye, my whole being apprehends. My senses are idle, the spirit free to work without plan, without its own instinct, guided by natural line, by the secret opening, the hidden space. My cleaver finds its own way. I cut through no joint, chop no bone. A good cook needs a new chopper. Once a year he cuts, a poor cook needs a new one. Every month he hacks. I have used this same cleaver 19 years. It has cut up 1,000 oxen. Its edge is as keen as if newly sharpened. There are spaces in the joints, the blade is thin and keen. When this thinness finds that space, there is all the room you need. It goes like a breeze. Hence I have this cleaver 19 years